Hey guys, if you want to learn how to play craps, well, you've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to teach you various crap strategies, how to get out of a hand, how to maximize your profit for big wins, and how to minimize losses. So, whether you've been playing for craps for years or if you're brand new to the game, we're going to teach you some tips and tricks how to improve your game and get better at the game of craps. So, let's come on, guys. Let's step up to the table. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Mark the Point. So, I'm going to go off a video that I did last week, which is called the Red Cross. The Red Cross was a great success. A lot of people loved it. So, essentially, what it is the Iron Cross, but we call it the Red Cross because it has a couple of different variations. So, this is a strategy that John from Pro Craps and CGTV and Waylon put together. So, basically, it's taking this simple Iron Cross. And what I did was I did at the big boy level, which is the $100 level, and which how that looked. I'm gonna show you what the big boy level looks like first, and then I'm gonna show you what the lower level looks like because that's what I'm gonna be rolling out today. But let me show you how the big boy looks out so you can remember. So basically, you have $100 chips on the 5, 6, and 8, but this is 125, 150, and 150. And then you have $75 in the field, and then you would have a variation. Sometimes you can do $50, you can do $100, but you're going to start off on the pass line, and then that'll switch back and forth. But let me show you this part of it first. So any of these bets right here will pay 175. So it'll pay 175 if it hits the 5, the 6, or 8. Of course, you would lose your field, so you'd lose the 75. You replace that $75 back into the field and need to put the $100 back into your rack. That's going to work on any of these bets. Okay. Now, on the other side of it, if you hit a box number, which is any of these box numbers except for the 2 and 12, those pay double on my table. So that $75 is going to pay even odds. It'll pay $75. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the box numbers. So we're going to grab the 4, the 9, and the 10 as box numbers. The field feeds the box, the 4, 9, and 10, and then the box feeds the rack. So it feeds the rack. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to dummy this down. I'm going to go back down to a $25 level on each of these. And I want to show you what that looks like at a little smaller level because I get it. Black chips, $100, $400, $500 at a time is typically unachievable for most people in most bankrolls. So what I have here, I have a $500 bankroll and I have a $1,000 bankroll. I'm going to be playing these at the same time to show you what this is going to look like. We're going to start off with the $500 level. On a $500 level, you're going to have green chips on the 5, 6, and 8. Now, on a $10 table, it's going to play out a little bit different because you're going to put $10 here in the field. The problem is on your field winnings, you're not going to be able to pick up every box, right? Because this is a $5 table. That's not going to work out too well. So what you can do is you can take the $10, put it on the 9, and then if it hits again, you take the $10, put it on the 10. If it hits again, feed the 4. Okay. Again, you're not going to be able to feed all 3 box numbers because you're not putting enough out here and you want the 3-to-1 ratio. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So any of these bets are going to pay $35. So essentially what you're doing is you're collecting the quarter, just like the black chip, and you're going to replace the field. In this case, it's $10. So you're replacing the field, collecting the quarter. So again, if these hit, you're only feeding the 9. Now, if you wanted to play this at a $15 level at this level, now you're only collecting $20 at a time versus a quarter. So if you wanted to do this route where you're playing $15 in the field, you can do that and and then when it pays out, it will go to the 9 at $15 level and then the 4 at $15 level. So you can do that now once you get these set up. Then you can go, if it hits again, you can do 5, 5, 5. So there are options on a $15 level if you want to do that, but you're not getting as much coming back to your rack at $20 a rack versus a quarter. It's just a little bit harder to deal out that way. Now let's show you this at the little bit higher level. The little bit higher step up is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so we're going to start off with $50 on each box. So $50 on the 5, 6, and 8, and then it would be a $60 bet on the 6 and 8. Now at this level, you definitely have some options because any of these bets pay $70. So do you want to go out there for $20? In that case, let me show you what that would look like. The reason why we're saying $20 is each of these bets pay $70. Okay, so if you hit a 5, 6, or 8, of course you would lose your field, but then you'd replace that field for that $20 and you'd put the 2 quarters back into the rack. When I say 2 quarters, remember your base number is 50. Like if you look at your base is 50. you'd put that 50 back into your rack, and you'd use the cap, whatever that cap pays, and go back to your field bet. Okay, so that's going to feed it every time. Two goes to your rack, 20 goes to your field. Now, how this could work, you have again several different options. Right now, you don't really have a good distribution of 25, 25, and 25 like you do at the bigger boy level. So you have to kind of find a way to maneuver it how you want to. If it's a $10 table, if it's a $10 table, you could take your winnings of $20 and go 10, 10 and 10 like that of $20. And then you could also do that on the next hit. If it hits again, it pays 20, go 10 here. And then you can start dispersing these out a little bit as you want to. Or the other option you have is if it hits, let's pull these back. If it hits at $20, then you could just take the entire 20 and go to the 9. Okay. And then your next step, if it hits 20 again, it pays out and go to the 10 and spread it out. And then at that point in time, however you want to spread them, you can. But the concept is going to be the same, guys. The concept is the 5, 6, and 8 are going to backfill the field on the loss and rack the base number, which is in this case $50. And then your field is going to feed your box. Again, however you want to disperse it on a $10 table, $15 table, if you're going to go up there at $20 at a time or $10 at a time, either way, the field is going to feed your box. These numbers here, the 4, 9, and 10, always feed your rack. It always comes back to your rack, guys. All right, we're going to try this out. Again, I'm going to do it as a dual roll. This one right here, I'm probably going to do both of them at $15 levels. However, this one's going to be at a little lower level at 25, and this one's going to be at a little higher level at the $50 level. Let's go this out. I'm going to clean up our racks. I'm going to get everything set up, and let's see if we can roll this out and make some money on this strategy and see how we do. All right, just to kind of show you out here, what we have here, we have $500 on this rack, and then we have $1,000 on this rack. The only part I didn't show was the baccarat style of the line bet versus the pass line. Don't pass. I will kind of show you that as I go, just because I didn't explain it. And I want to go and get rolling on the video. Let's get a point established. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start off at a $15 level. Again, we're going to do both shooters here at $15 levels. You are going to require a pass line, so we're going to start off on the pass line. And what we're going to do is we're going to baccarat that. So if we win it, we're going to stack it. If we win it, we're going to stack it. If we lose it, we're going to go to the other side. Okay, so if we lose this bet on the pass line, let's say we hit a 7 out, we will actually move it to the don't pass, and we'll do that for both of them. However, if we win a bet, all we're going to do, we're going to stack it back up on top, and hopefully to get a little bit of juice out of that hit for almost like a parlay type style. All right, here we go. Let's get a point established, and this is Mark the Point, the red cross. Let's go try it out. All right, that's going to be boxcars 12. So right out the gate, we're going to lose both of these bets. Okay, lost both of the bets. We're going to pull both of these bets back. Okay, now what are we going to do? Because we lost a bet, let's go ahead and go out to the don't pass. We lost that bet. Let's go to the don't pass. So everybody is here now. Let's still get a point. Here we go. And that's going to be a 3. That's great. That's great. That's great. Because what's going to happen is we'll win both of those bets. We're going to win here, and we're going to win here. Again, we are going to stack it on top. We want to try to get some juice out of these. Hope we can get a good bet out of it and get our investment up a little bit higher. All right, here we go. That's going to be a 9. So the point is going to be on the 9. All right, so again, $500 level. It's going to go on green chip level. I'm going to make him on the left-hand side. And of course, that's going to be $30 level on the 6 and 8. And then the bigger boy, a little bit bigger boy, it's going to go $50 levels on each of these. And of course, it's going to be a 2 chips, which is $60 on the 6 and 8. So a little bit higher levels. And now let's not forget our field bets. Again, we're going to go out there for $15 field bets. I'm going to keep that on the left side, and I'm going to keep this one on the right so I know where they're at. And I think we're ready to roll. Here we go. And that's going to be an 8. That's going to be a 6, 2, 8. That's going to start us off. Okay. So the 8. So we know we're going to lose both of these. Okay. So what's going to happen is this 8 will pay us $35. Okay. Now you're going to have to drop down $5 right here. That'll go back to the field, and that quarter is going to go back to your rack. Okay. Now this one here is going to pay us 70. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to pay us 70. We're going to backfill the $20 there. Then that 15 is going to go back into the rack just like that. All right. Here we go. We're all set up. What do we got here? It's going to be a 4-2-6. That's going to be the easy 6. All right, so here we go. That's going to be a 4-2-6. All right, let's go ahead and set that down. All right, so the 4-2-6, we're going to lose both of these, lose 15, lose 20. So this is going to come back to the bank, but we will get paid $35 here. All right, we're going to drop down another 5. That's going to backfill this guy. All right, then that's going to go back to the rack here. And then this here is going to pay us 20. Again, the same thing. We're going to rack the 2 quarters, put $20 to backfill our field, and there we go. And that's going to be back on the 8. How about that? Back on the easy 8. Same thing. We're going to do this all over again. Now, I'm going to start shortcutting this a little bit because I don't want the video to get too long. I know a net of 35 minus 15 is 20. So I'm literally going to just not take the field away and put $20 back into the rack here. Now, I know the net of this is going to be 2 quarters because, again, that 20 would lose there. We'd pay it there. The net of that is 2 quarters. So I'm going to do that there and put it into the bigger boy style. So now I know we're covered. This one would make 20 every time. This one would make 50 every time just because how they're distributed out. All right, and here we go. And that's going to be a 3-1-4. Okay, so this is going to be the first field win. So the first field win is going to pay us $15 here. So we have options. I'm going to go ahead and put 15 on the 9 and set that there. And then I'm going to take the $20. I'm going to do the exact same thing. That will pay 20. And I'm going to do it again. We're going to act as if this is a $15 table, which means you can't spread it out the 4 and 10 at $10 levels. So I'm going to keep it at a $15 level because that's what most tables are going to be at. So I'm going to keep it at a 15. All right, here we go. And there's another 8. Wow, we are killing the 6 and 8. That's great. Making good money on the 6 and 8. Again, we know we're going to win $20. Or you could do this. I could do this right here. I could do 25 for 5, so I can save my 5. So I know that's a net of 20. I lose this, I win that. And then this right here is also going to be a net of 50. So we're going to put that $50 back into our rack, losing that, winning that, and we're good to go. All right, here we go. And that's going to be another 6, another 4-2-6. And we're going to do the exact same thing. That was a 6. It rolled on me there. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to give you a quarter for 5 for that one because it's a net of 20. And then the other one is going to be a net of $50, losing the field and back pressing it back out. All right. And there's a 7. That's a 7. That's a 6. 1 7 out. That's a 7 out.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this content. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, and make sure your notification button is turned on. The channel has been growing all because of you. I put out content like this every single week. Please make sure you're up to date. Make sure you hit subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching. Let's continue with the video.
And there. And that is a win there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull all these back down to base. So after we win, we're going to pull back down to base and pull this back down to base. So this is going to go to this rack. This is going to go to this rack. And we are already working out all right. And now we win, so we're going to stay there. We're not switching unless we lose that bet. Let's pull that off, and here we go. All right, it's going to be a yo 11, and we just lost that bet. Okay, so we lost this because on a 7 or 11 on the don't pass, you lose this bet. So let's pull both of these back, and they're going to drop another $15. This time we're going to go to the pass line. Okay, because we lost that bet. We're going to switch over to the pass line. Let's say Baccarat style play. You switch it back and forth. All right, here we go, shooter. And what do we have here? That's going to be a 4-1-5. I'm not sure if you can see that 4-1, but it's going to be a 4-1-5. That's going to be our new point. Let's mark the point. Okay, mark the point on the 5. Again, we're going to do, let's go ahead and start off with our field bet, $15 here. Our field bet is going to be $20 on this one. Okay, it's going to be $75. And then our caps of $5 each, which would be $30 on the 6 and 8. Let's move these all the way to the right. And then we're going to have, $50 levels, 50, 50, and 50. And then, of course, you have your caps here of $10 each. So that's 50. So here let's go over some bets here. This here is going to be 50, 60, and 60. This is going to be 25, 30, and 30. Get 20 and 15. I know it's a little crazy, but just think about it as two different styles of play or two different bankrolls. All right, it's going to be a 5-1-6. It's going to roll up to a 5-1-6. So 5-1-6 is our bet here. Yeah, we know it's going to win us $20. Let me give us $20 here because we're going to lose that. It'll get paid 35. And this one here, we know it's going to pay us 50. So I'm going to give us 50 here and go to the big boy style, and everything's still good. All right, here we go. What do we got here? That's going to be aces. All right, we have not talked about the aces, so let's check this out. So how it's going to work is this $15 is going to pay us 30. Okay, so it pays us double. My table plays double. We're going to go ahead and grab a 15 here. Then you have an option. You can go ahead and go out to the 10 if you want to, or you can put half of that and go into your rack. Now this one's going to pay us $40. So it'll be a 20 and then a 20, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We'll go ahead and grab a 9, and then we'll put the rest of it back into the rack just like that. And there we go. Good job, shooter. That's going to be a 10. That's going to be a 6, 4, 10 down there on the end. That's going to be another field winner. So what we're going to do is that'll pay even. So that there's going to go feed our 10. This will pay 20. We're going to do the exact same thing. Pick up our $10 bet, our $10 box. Now, this is going to cost you $1, right? That's a $20 bet. So that is going to cost you $1 in a casino. I'll go ahead and pull it out. I'm not going to play the VIGs every time, but just to show you, a $20 bet would require, there's aces, $1 at your rack. All right, that's aces. That's again, that's gonna be another great hit. So what we're gonna do is pay that out. All right, so you got that 15 is gonna pay us 30. So go 15 and 15. We're gonna do this. We're gonna grab our 4. Okay, and we're gonna put 15 back into the rack, just like that. Then out there is gonna pay us 40. So go 20 and 40, just like that. We're gonna go and grab the 4. Okay, grab the 4 here. It'll charge us $1. And then now this here can go back into your rack just like that. I got a lot of reds out here, and I'm probably gonna need to change these out here real soon or get some more reds in my bank. All right, here we go, shooter. And that's gonna be a 3. That's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, craps 3. Now, at this point in time, you have all the options to go ahead and do what you was gonna do because we have these filled. The 4, the 9, and the 10 are filled. We could take that $15 and go here, here, and here, right? Now you're pressed up here, and then here you can go same thing. You can go 5, 5, and 5, and then you can put that $5 back into the rack just like that. All right, here we go. There could be a 4. That's going to be a hard 4, or they also call that the 2-2. All right, so let's do a couple things here. Let's go ahead and pay out our field. Our field is going to pay out here, and our field is going to pay out here. I'm gonna distribute those in a second. This here is a $20 bet. I would probably need to go ahead and do that $1 vig for that one too, because now it is at a that one there in the 4 and a 10. I'm going to take those vigs out. That 20 is going to pay us 40. Okay, so 25, 35, 40. That is going to go right into your rack, just like that. And this is a $25 bet. That'll pay us 50. So that 50 is going to go right back in there. Again, not worried about the VIGs after that. I'm going to keep it at normal level. So so you know I'm not going to take out any more VIGs at the table. And now let's go and distribute these out. That's going to go here, here, and here. And this is going to go here, here, and here. So that's going to go back into your rack. Now I think we're good to go. I'm going to go and exchange a couple of these out real quick for some green chips so I can get some red chips back to my rack. So here, and here, that should be good for a minute. Put that on there. Now we're at a $30 level. All right, let's go, shooter. And that's going to be a 5. That's going to be a no field 5. No field 5. Okay, so we're going to lose both of these. No field means there's no 5 here. So no field 5. Now that's going to pay us $35 there. Okay, and then we're going to drop $1. Got that there for 15. Put the quarter back into the rack. This one here is going to pay us 70. So when you pay us 70, we know we go ahead and exchange it out this way for now. Put $20 back into our field. Put that 2 quarters back into the rack just like that. All right, and let's turn off our point. That was our point. And here we go, shooter. That's going to be a 3. Now, okay, I didn't say this. I didn't say this. I didn't say this. But with this system, when all of our bets are off, when the point is off, I know I have field bets out here, but we're going to keep those off. We're acting as if we are not betting them. I should have said that before. And I did win our point, and I did not even notice that. I did win our point, and I didn't notice that. I need to pay our point. So I need to pay our points. That's going to be $15. It's going to be $15 here. That's going to stack that up, and that'll be $15 here. We're going to stack that up. So now that is our pass line. However, we did roll a 1, 2, 3 craps 3. So I just stacked those up, and they're going to be a loss because that was a 3. I did post bet them. I did post pay them. However, we know that was going to be a loss. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back out there for $15 each, just like here. $15. And I do make mistakes, guys. I got a lot going on here. Even dealers make mistakes. There's several times I was at the casino last night. There were several times I saw, hey, you didn't pay me or you didn't pay him, or several things going on where they had to remind. So when you got a lot of stuff going on, give me a little bit of patience. I'd really appreciate it. All right, here we go. And that's going to be a 4. That's going to be the 3, 1, 4. Okay, so that's going to be our new point. Let's mark a 4. Again, our field bets, I did not have them working. Even though I had them there, they were not working. Looks like I got, that's going there. All right, here we go. That's going to be the hard 8. That's going to be the hard 8. So that's a square pair. Again, we know we're going to net $20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a 25, and I'm going to pull back $5. That'll replace our field. And then this one here will be a net of $50 total. So we're going to put the $50 back into the rack, and everything is square and ready to roll. Here we go. What do we got here? That's going to be a 5, 1, 6. That's going to be the exact same thing. See if I can get around these dice here. It's gonna be the exact same thing. I'm gonna pay us 25 for 5 for that guy, and I'm gonna pay us an even $50 over here. And what I can do is I can probably go ahead and exchange these out real quick. I'm gonna exchange these out for 5. That's $500 because I want the green chips. That's $500. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take away all the greens because hopefully I'm gonna backfill them here in just a second. So all this here is gonna come over here, and that is our 6. Everybody is paid for, and here we go. And that's gonna be a 5, a new field 5 again. So that'll pay us. I tell you what, let's go ahead and pay that out. That'll pay us 35 here. I'm gonna pull back this one. I'm gonna pull back $5. It's a net of $20, and then that's gonna pay us an even $50 for this bet right here. All right, there we go. There's a 10 down there in the end. That's a double payment. Let me show you how this works. So what do we have here? That's 25. That's a $25 bet. That's going to pay us $50. So pay us $50 here. That's going to go there, and that's going to pay us. That's a $30 bet. That's going to pay us 60. I'll pay us $60. Okay, that 60 is going to go back into our rack right here, and now we can go and pay out our field. That field there, we can go ahead and press it up. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And that's going to be a $20 bet. We can do the same thing. 1, 2, and 3. Put that rack there. Actually, that's going to go back into our rack just like that. All right, guys, we are all set up. I probably need to go exchange these out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a quarter. So now that's a $30 bet. Actually, a pretty good run so far. Not too bad, right? And we got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's change that out for a green chip. Boom, just so we're not getting confused of where we're at. And I'm gonna do the same thing right here, make that a green chip. And boom, just like that. All right, so we are all set up. We're ready to roll. And let's keep it going, shooter. And that's gonna be a 10 down there on the end. That's another big win. How about that? That's gonna pay us. Here we go. That's gonna pay us $30 gonna pay us 60 here. All right, so that'll pay us 60. So we'll take that there, go to the rack. This here is gonna pay us, that's that 35, that's gonna pay us 70. That'll pay that 10. This guy will pay us 70. That'll go right there. And now let's go ahead and distribute the rest of these out. That 15 is go there, there, and there. And then that 20 will go there, 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 and then back into the rack, just like that. Got a little bit of a mess here. That's okay. It's a lot of chips. If you go to the casino, you always know there's going to be a lot of chips everywhere. So yes, it's part of the dealing. It's part of the mess. Just got to know where you're at, where your bankroll is, or where your actually spot is at the table to know what chips to follow. All right, here we go, shooter. Let's go. And that's going to be a 5-3-8. We got quite a shooter here. It's actually doing really, really well. It's going to be a 5-3. It did roll amongst all that. 5-3. Okay, so we're going to go. We know that's going to be a net of 20. So I'm going to put a net of 20 back into a rack just to save a little bit of time. Put that there. And then we know that's going to be 2 green chips. Let's go put those green chips right there. And here we go. There's going to be a 3-1-4. That's going to be our point. That's going to be our point. That's a 3-1-4. Let's go and turn off the point. We got a winner chicken dinner. So let's go ahead and pay the point out first. That's going to pay even odds there. That's going to pay us even odds there. So I'm going to stack it up. Okay, we won that bet. We're going to stack that bet. Okay, stack it up. Hope for another big win. Okay, we're also going ahead and pay out our 4. That's a $35 payment. That's going to pay us full. That's 35. That's going to pay us 70. So this will pay us 70. That goes back into the rack. This one right here is a $40 bet. That's going to pay us 80. So 75, 80 goes back to the rack here. And now let's go ahead and make sure we pay out our field bets. That's an even 15. We go and stack them right here on top. And that's going to pay us 20 for the other one. We can stack it here, here, put that 5 back into the rack. Guys, I hope you understand the concept here. It's a really cool system to play. I'm not going to play it out too much longer because the video has kind of gotten pretty long. But I want to show you how this works and at 2 different levels. Again, using the Baccarat style, using the press up, using the box, a lot of chips on the table, a lot going on. But this is a great system. I love it. I love the system. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now because this has already gone for quite a while. I want to count all the chips up and see how we did. So let's go and count up everything. I'm going to count up this guy, the $500 guy first, and see how he did. So I'm going to pull all his bets back. That's here. I'm going to put all right here. That's going to be the green chip level. Green chip level. All right. So he's got quite a nice stack here. And that's going to be this quarter here. Okay. So let's see how that guy did. And then we're going to pull everything back for the other guy as well. So that's going to be this side, pull all his green chips back. All right. That's going to be over here. And then, of course, his stack over there. All right. So let's see how this guy did first, right? So we know we started with $500. What do we have here? We have that's 100, 2, 3. That's 400. That's 500. So that's $500 right there. So we know we're in definite profit, right? That's $500. That's his starting bankroll. So in profit, we got 1, 2. That should be. Let's go ahead. Let's go and count them out just so I know. 25, 50, 75, 100. So that's $100. That's 300. I know that's 100. That's 400. That's 475. That's 500. That's 505. We have $508 in profit. $508 profit. So we've doubled our bankroll, guys. We've doubled our bankroll on the $25 level. Let's see what we've done on the other guy. Let's say this is the big guy right here. So we know we're in profit here as well. We started with $1,000. Let's move all these to the right so we know where we're at. Just going to stack these there so we know kind of where that's at as well. That's 500. That's 1,000. So this is our initial bankroll. That's $1,000. So we know that's $500 here. All that stack is $500. And that's $100. That's $600. That's 7. That should be 8. 8. That's 8. 825. 830. 835. $838. So $500. We doubled our bankroll here at 508. And then we have 838. Overall, a great session, guys. Now, let's talk about some risk. The risks are if you don't get all these box hits or you don't get the field hits like we got, then you're not going to get this kind of profit, guys. If you're only having the 1 rolls or 2 rolls where you're just pressing up here and not getting the 5, 6, and 8 and not putting any money back into your rack, your risk tolerance is much higher and you're not going to be able to get that big rollout or those big profits that you're looking for. I've actually tried this at the tables and I've done really well. I actually tried it on a boat last night at a smaller level, just a trial and error, just to see how it did. And I didn't do as good. Okay, so I did lose some money there. I ended up losing about $300 on that at that moment on the system. Why? Because they were hitting the 4, 5, and 9, where I was pressing up my field pressing up my box from the field, but they never hit the 5, 6, and 8, and they never got enough to go back into my bankroll. Where when I put that investment out there, I lost it. So there's a huge risk out there for both of these systems, for both levels as well, especially if you're playing at a higher level. Guys, I put out content like this every single week. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, like it, give us a comment down below. Until next time, mark the point and stay awesome.